Hello.
Hi, Dan.
Hi. One sec. Something is wrong.
Something.
I'm already streaming, by the way.
Oh, Wonderbar. Send me the link.
Okay.
Wunderbar.
All right. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Great. Okay. So the cool thing is, I have it set up now that essentially I'm piping your audio directly out to the internet. Isn't that great?
It is Wonderbar.
It is wunderbar.
Yes.
Wunderbar. Wunderbar bar. Bar bar. I.
Mic test.
Hello?
Can you hear Rickles? Speak, Rickles.
Hello.
Yeah, Rickles is there. Say something, Rickles.
Hi, I'm muted right now. I'm speaking through Satch's microphone.
I see.
I can also speak through mine, but I wonder if there will be two of me.
There will be. Hey, don't do that. For this hour, I'll have my mic on, and for your hour, you'll have your mic on.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
It looks like Google Meet wants to charge me $8 for group chats.
What?
What nonsense is this?
Tell me you work for Google.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Tell your special powers. Google powers.
Okay, let's close that. I think we might get disconnected after an hour. And then we'll just try again.
I'm pretty sure you can just start another call.
Oh. 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 Sorry, I'm setting my mic volume to something appropriate. I think this is the right setting now. Yeah, this looks good. Okay, now you say something. Let me double check your audio volumes look good.
Testing. Messages can only be seen by people in the call and are deleted when the call ends.
Okay, good. I got you. All right, I set up a ultra low latency stream. I hope some people join us.
Okay, send the link. I'll send it to the Sharmas.
All right.
Oh, I wonder if I wanted to join.
Here you go. Link incoming.
I forgot to invite him.
Huh? Make it an error. Oh. Uh-huh.
So I'm presenting my screen. There we go. So now you can see me. Where are you, Rickles? Wait, where are you guys both?
Richard's living room.
Wow, I've never seen you guys there before.
I know, right?
Welcome in. That's me over there.
No, that's... Oh, yeah, it is. I was going to say that's Kevin.
Kevin's on Satch's top left, top right, and I'm on the top left.
That one's Rickles. That one's Kevin's.
I see.
Very proud moment of our
And
lives.
I have...
Graduating grade 8.
Hey, Mitt. Welcome to the stream.
Oh, I didn't go to the link.
It's so nice to see people in the stream. Oh, and the latency is much lower. I set it to ultra low latency. So we can interact a little bit more in real time. This is going to be good. Are you following the chat, Satch?
Yes, I am seeing it. Hi, Mitt.
Yeah, it's like 5 or 10 seconds delay or something.
I also have it set up now so the audio quality for the guests should be pretty good.
I am a guest.
Yes, you're a guest.
Mitt says hi, Rickles.
No, he doesn't. He says hi, Rich. You are misrepresenting him.
Ooh, Satch.
Well,
That's how it's all started.
So all part of my plan.
Some of those vibrations.
I'm thinking about
Oh.
good vibrations. That's pretty loud, isn't it? The plane?
Oh yeah. It's not bothersome though. But I could hear it for a little bit.
Yeah.
I did my designs on my notebook.
All right, give me a sec. I'm gonna just close the door. So I was actually thinking today we can do poker first, and do Kaye after.
Yeah, that might be better for Ripples too, because
I'm stuck.
yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay, give me a sec. I just need to close the door so that the planes don't bother us.
Okay.
Oopsies, that's
Mom is here. Hi, Mama.
I'm thinking about good vibrations. Ba 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 da. Ba 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 da. All right. All right, y'all. Let's begin. Okay. So show me, Rickles. What's the story?
I'm having a hard time getting it so I'm still doing the scene stuff in 3JS.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm having a hard time making it so like the things that are supposed to come up are coming up. So meaning like there's a specific like image that I want to show up, which is supposed to be like a plane.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever I add it, instead of whatever was there before, it just shows me like a black screen. So
Have you managed to get anything to show up, or?
So I mean, I know exactly what I'm doing that's preventing it from showing up. So I just switched out the the plane that they use for the Taurus, which is a tutorial, and I switched it out for a different geometry, which is the plane, and for whatever reason, it just goes black as soon as I save it.
Okay.
Did you?
So I don't actually. Sorry, Satch.
I was gonna tell Rich to put his mic on for this hour.
Oh.
Can you hear him well, or?
Actually, it's much better than when you're in the basement at Little's. So, I mean, normally I can't hear Richard at all. Right now it seems fine. All right. So I actually have never used 3JS, so I'm going to be useless with that. I just know that I just did the research to figure out what would be the appropriate tech to use for this game. And that seemed like a reasonable approach. It's like I saw that video, it seemed easy enough to use, and it seemed like we could build everything with that.
Yeah.
But I should be able to figure it out if we sit down together and do it. The reason I wanted to start with poker though was actually because I did some research as well to figure out the easiest and best way that we could go about building the back end, and I wanted to set you up with that too.
Nice.
Yeah. So if you want to, where do you want to start? Do you want to do 3JS stuff first, which we'll be figuring some stuff out together, or do you want me to be in a more tutorial mode where I teach you things and tutorialize you? Tutorialize?
Yeah, because I feel like I'll figure out what the problem is just with a bit more time. But yeah, if you have something that you want to show us now because you worked on it, then yeah, let's see that.
Okay. All right. So, I originally wanted to build our Backend API to run in the cloud on App Engine, but actually I don't think that that's going to be easy for us to do. When I look at, because the reason is because I want to set up, because this game needs real-time interaction. So even though it's turn-based, we're going to have a timer, right? You only have a certain amount of time to make your move, and that needs to be synchronized across the players. And we don't want the client to be able to cheat and say take extra. Let's say some script kiddie who knows their JavaScript jumps into the browser, alters a variable, and gives themselves an extra 5 minutes to take a turn. So we have to control these things on the server. And when your turn is up, it doesn't matter what the client says, you lost your turn, So with that in mind, I'm sort of thinking that what we want to build is not going to be easy to build on App Engine. For a number of reasons. That's one of them. The other reason is App Engine is designed to be scalable. So what it does is it starts up multiple instances of the backend. And when you talk to it, the backend you end up talking to is decided by App Engine. So that's a problem, because let's say you and Satch are playing a game, right? So Satch talks to the backend and you talk to the backend. Let's say that App Engine decides that you're on different backends. If that's the case, then now we also need to synchronize the game between separate instances running in App Engine. So that might not have been a problem. I was originally thinking we're going to put this in Firebase, but long story short, this all becomes super complicated, and I decided take a step back. Let's forget about App Engine for now. Let's forget about Firebase for now. Let's just try and do it more simply, and we'll worry about scaling it up and running it on the web later, and we'll just focus on logic, making it work locally first.
Okay.
So
I feel like in terms of online, there's always like these multi-layer levels of things that would probably be really hard to get into, like security and, like you said, like just server instances for each individual player. Things that we run into that I wouldn't know how to wrap my head around yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to sort of paint a picture of how I imagine the game will work. So I'm a big fan of the Jackbox TV thing. So I am thinking about something where people land on a page, the host creates the game instance, and they're given a 4-letter code, the way Jackbox TV works. And then everybody types in their code, and then that enters them into the lobby. And then the host has the opportunity to set game settings, things like how much dollars everyone starts with, how many chips. And then the host can press the start button. And then once the game starts, everybody enters into that particular game instance. And then from there, the players can play the game. And when the game ends, we can save state and whatever. So that's the basics of it. We need to build all the APIs that will do this. I'm thinking of, for now, keeping it super simple, which means that we won't bother with the lobby or anything like that at the beginning. We can always, it's pretty straightforward to add that. What we will have is, we'll just make it so that the server can handle one game at a time. And anybody who's talking to the server for now is playing the same game. But they do need to identify themselves to the server. So we will need some kind of authentication. So I built that for you guys already. I built some authentication. But I realized that we don't need to use that authentication to play the game. You can just forge whoever you are. You can just say, I am whoever I want to be, for the purposes of building the API. And later on, we can add on that as well. So authentication, the lobby, all that other stuff, all this stuff that's sort of important but not necessary for the start, where we can put that aside and deal with that later, and just build the most like the meat of this project. Sound good?
Yes. The meat.
Cool. The meat. Okay, let's see.
Like the medium rare.
Medium rare meats. Okay. So we're going to use a thing called Fast API. I'm a big fan of this to build our library. And the reason I'm a big fan of this is it is easy to use. Well, look at all the look. I'm basically going to be saying what it says right here, but it's easy to use. Is the reason I like it, and it provides a built-in auto documentation. And by that I mean, like, well, I guess you'll see. I think we can just start doing it and then see. Want to go? Want to start?
Let's go. Node.js and go. One of the fastest Python frameworks available.
That too. It's also fast.
Fast is good because then there's no lag and it looks smooth.
Yeah. Well, also, if it's not fast, not that it would lag, it would just cost us a lot of money to run it in the cloud, because we'd be using more resources for a heavier framework.
Interesting.
Tell me what's interesting about that.
Well, you would think you wouldn't want any lag altogether. I don't know. It's just that it's interesting that it costs more money, but it's cheaper for it to be better quality.
Yeah. Usually when something is poorly built or not efficiently built, that doesn't necessarily mean it's poor. But when it's not designed for speed, typically getting it to run fast requires more resources. And so you can reduce the lag, usually arbitrarily small. I mean, you can make it, so let's say you had some code written like absolutely optimal, like running on bare metal or something. You could get most other frameworks to run that fast if you're willing to like spend enough money on memory or spend enough memory on extra processing power. Of course, the more efficient code would just run even faster on your better hardware, though, right? So that's what I meant. Like, so there is when we say we want low latency, you need to characterize that by how low latency, right? You know, like 20 is a 20 millisecond ping okay? Is 100 millisecond ping okay? It depends, of course, on the game. For our poker game, if we had latency on the order of like 1 or 2 seconds, we wouldn't notice, probably, because it's still turn-based, right? If someone got an extra 2 seconds due to latency on their turn, it's not the end of the world. Whereas 2 seconds in a game like Risk of Rain is the difference between you winning the level and losing. So it depends, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Rickles, do you want to present? And I'll pull you up on the stream, and I'll guide you through the process of getting this thing running on Ubuntu. Or Ubuntu is, I've heard people call it Ubuntu as well. Ubuntu.
That's
I
lame.
like Ubuntu.
Me too.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Ubuntu. We all Ubuntu.
I know.
Okay, I'm gonna paste it into the chat.
What are you pasting into the chat?
The link to my live share.
Oh, you can't just push that button?
I see. No, that's not what I meant. I meant just share your Google Meet.
Screen.
Oh, okay.
What is live share again?
That's just a screen share.
So I mean, it will be useful for you to share that as well, but we're going to be starting basically a separate project for this. So whatever live share you give me is not what I'm going to be using. We're going to create a new project to do this stuff in.
Okay, I'm going to do a single window share. Let's see.
All right. Let me see if I can put this into the chat. So I guess we're all going to be visible. That's fine. That's fine. All right.
I don't mind. You should cover you're done with the stream done. And you should cover, yeah.
I'm going to stop presenting though. I'm going to stop. There we go. Okay. So we can watch you. All right. So I'm also going to I'm going to get the documentation for Fast API out of here. Put it in another place so I can help you along. Yeah. That's because I put Satch and Rickles into the stream.
Ooh.
And I think I'm being streamed twice.
What I do for DMD,
you know what? I'm going to turn off my own stream.
Yeah, video, right?
Yeah, there we go. So people will see me. Okay. So let's go. So Richard, what we want to do is open up a terminal. Let's open up a new terminal, like a regular. Oh, you're only sharing your window, huh?
Oh yeah.
That's fine. Okay. We can do it in that terminal if you prefer.
Okay. Let's do it. Control Shift Bang.
All right. Okay. So type CD. Okay. So one thing I want to check to see is what version of Python you're running. So could you just type in Python 3 -- version?
Python number 3?
Yeah. Put a space after the 3. So that -- thing is how you pass it's how you pass flags to a command line argument. It's usually either 1 dash with a single letter or 2 dashes with a word. Yeah, run that.
Oh, okay.
All right, 3.8. I can work with 3.8. That sounds good to me.
Well, that doesn't work.
So -v is verbose mode. So it's not what you intended. That's why you're seeing all that text show up. To quit from so right now you're in the Python interpreter. So you can write Python code here. So like, for example, you can like type 2 + 2 and press enter. And you basically have yourself a little calculator.
Whoa.
Ooh, fancy.
Right? I know.
Does it do multiplications?
Yeah, but not with the X. It's with
You have to
the
put a star.
asterisk. Yes. Good job, Satch. You know stuff about programming. I didn't know.
I use calculators on my computer. That's the only reason.
Gotcha.
I mean, yes, programming, coding.
So, interesting thing while we're looking at some basics of Python. Mitt says, I like to know what verbose mode does. Good question. I'll show you. Press Control D. Rickles.
Control V?
Control D as in dog.
Oh, to close?
Yeah, to quit out.
Oh.
Yeah. So Mitt, you see how all this text is showing up on Rickles' screen? Watch what happens if... So Rickles, just type Python 3 now.
Oops.
Yeah. So now, Mitt, you can see like it's saying a lot less. So Yeah, you said Mitt says, doesn't it tell you everything it's doing? The answer is yes. It tells you all the things that it's doing, usually more than you need to know. Things that are important enough will just show up without having to go into verbose mode. There's also quiet mode for like most. Oh, sorry, Mitt. Mitt already knew all this stuff. He was trying to show off.
Oh,
And I didn't pick up on it because I'm slow. Sorry, Mitt.
a single thing.
So anyway, that's the Python interpreter. And anytime you want to test code out, you can go to a Python interpreter just like you did here and run commands, see that it works. Fun, huh?
Yeah.
All right, Control D. Let's create a new project.
Control D.
Yeah, by the way, if you wanted to clear your terminal from all the stuff in it, you can do Control L.
Oh god, thank you so much.
Yeah.
We'll do it here too for fun.
Yay for clearing stuff.
Oh, it doesn't work there.
Yeah, Control L, and then you also have to sometimes do like a. So I think the history is still there. I think you can still scroll up. Yeah. So if you want to get rid of the history, on the Mac it's, I believe, Command Shift K, but in VS Code, I think you can just. It's Command K. Yeah. So if you did Command K right now, that would clear the history. Well, Command K on Mac. Right-click on your terminal.
Oh, kill terminal? Clear.
Did it show up?
You see it? Yeah, it says clear or kill terminal. Or
I'm not seeing the pop-up menu. It's not showing up on the stream.
Oh, why don't you share your whole?
Yeah, I'm just gonna share my whole screen.
That way Doug can help us. Nice AirPods done.
I needed to use it because there's noise canceling for Google Meet, but there isn't noise canceling for the stream. So in the last stream that we did, I picked you guys up through the mic. This time I've set it up so that your audio goes directly into the stream. But that means that if I'm not wearing these, then your voice will go through the mic and through the stream, and that would be weird, right?
Reverberations.
Yeah, reverberations. Yeah, so there's that clear button. That's the one I was talking about. And now do Control L, and then it will give you your terminal back to normal. Yep, looks good.
Right.
Okay, so what we're gonna do now is make a directory to install our fast API. So mkdir.
Oh, okay. MKDIR.
One word. Yep. And let's call it poker-be. So it's for poker backend.
Mm-hmm.
And you can call your front end poker fe if you want.
Okay.
Later on, we're going to combine the two projects into one. So we'll have some sort of build script that takes your front end 3JS stuff and combines it with the back end into one binary that we can then ship and run on a computer, on a Raspberry Pi, on wherever. And then that's where it'll deploy. Yeah. Hit enter. All right. CD into that directory. All right. Now we are going to want a VS Code in this directory. So type code space dot, enter. So did it open up another VS Code?
I think it did, yeah. Here.
All right. That's the VS Code we want now.
Okay.
You can get rid of the other VS Code if you don't want it. or keep it around, I guess, for when we do 3JS together, which we'll do later. Okay, so now we need to write a little. We need to get started with our Fast API. So the easiest way is pull up the documentation in a browser, and let's just follow along with it.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, otherwise, I'm gonna just have the documentation here, and I'm just gonna read it to you. So yeah, type in Fast API. Enter. That's it. We'll get its first link. The cool thing about programming, for some reason, like search engines are perfectly optimized for it. You just type in stuff and you always get the thing you need.
Maybe they did it. They could do it.
Yeah.
Maybe coders prioritize themselves on the internet, but only coders know.
Maybe it's a good.
To some degree, it's like kind of like when you do the military alphabet. Like there's certain words that would just make it easier for people to recognize it. Like A for alpha, B for beta, that kind of stuff.
Bravo.
Bravo.
I know.
Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta,
Echo.
Yeah. Echo.
Foxtrot. Okay. Moving on. All right, so click on the installation link on the right.
Installation.
And that's what you want to type. Pip install Fast API.
Pip, pip, pip.
Pip, pip.
Love it. I love the side-by-side. It's wonderful.
Oh, thank you. Got it. It's for super cool. Oh.
Use pip3.
Ooh.
Oh, actually, let's do a virtual env. Give me a sec. I forgot how to do it. Let me just pull up a terminal and do it with you. I'll send you the link that you want to run.
Okay.
The command I want you to run, that is. Okay. Here it comes in our chat. Yeah, so run that. So what this command is doing that I sent you is it's setting up a directory inside this folder that contains that's going to be like a self-contained environment for this Python library, for this Python project we're building.
Oh, what happened here? Okay.
There you go.
It is not available. Install Python VN.
All right. Run that command that it told you to do there. You're going to need a sudo.
Ooh, yeah.
There's an old joke on the internet on XKCD, I think it was. Someone says, "Make me a sandwich," and then the other character says, "No," and then you say, "Sudo make me a sandwich," and then the other person says, "Okay."
Programming memes. Wow. Hey, Don, do you still read that college? What's it called? Graduate comics? What are they called?
I think you're thinking about PhD comics.
Oh,
I don't. It's not funny anymore.
Oh.
All right. So, okay, now you got a venv. So now to activate the venv, and you'll have to do this every time you cd into this directory, but actually I believe VS Code will do it for you automatically if you install the right extension. Type.
Okay.
Well, actually, let's do it with the extension. Well, actually, no. I'm sorry. I'm flip-flopping. Okay. In the terminal, type dot space. Okay, so that first dot is a shorthand for a shell command called source. So what this is going to do is going to run a script for you and load the environment variables from the script into this terminal. Mitt says, I just tried that on Brenny. He's talking about the sudo make me a sandwich. It didn't work. Apparently, Brenny said, "How about I sudo slap you up?" Sounds like Mitt didn't have sudo permissions.
He falsified the permissions.
Okay. Type dot venv. So here we're referencing the folder. So actually a second there's another dot there. So dot space dot venv. Yep. Slash. And now, so venv is a folder. And inside that folder, there's another folder called bin. So type bin.
Oh, bin?
Yeah, yeah, thanks. And then activate. That's the name of the script. You can, by the way, you can tab complete a lot of these.
Like so.
Like that. Yeah. Now, enter. And there it is. Okay, so because you're using my prompt, what was that?
I see it.
Yeah. So because you're using my prompt, my ZSH prompt, it shows you the the current Python environment there where you noticed it. It was fun when I made that addition to my prompt. It was a happy day for me. So, just letting everybody on the internet know things that make me happy, getting my prompt to be beautiful. Okay.
Put so much brain power into it. There.
You know, like my entire programming career has been about automating all the toil in when it comes to writing code. Just automate all the things that I constantly have to do over and over again so that I only do it once. Yeah. Anyway.
So would other coders think of doing all those things? Maybe you can sell your own like theme or whatever it is.
So other coders have, and there's like some pre-canned stuff nowadays that you can get that's really good. I don't use it, and I don't use it because I spent years developing my own one, and I'm just not willing to just pick up someone else's and adopt it as my own when I've grown so accustomed to my own. I mean, it's super personal. Like, it's like the clothing I wear. Well, it's even more personal than that. I don't know. There's nothing more personal to me than my prompt.
Understood.
So thanks for letting us use that.
Now we have some cool things.
I'm more than happy to share my prompt. The canned stuff tends to be better for other people to use because it's designed to be used by other people. Mine is designed to be used by me, and I'm the primary customer of this, right? So like it's got my own settings, things like my email address built into the GitHub configuration. And if anybody else uses it, they have to go in and modify that, right? Stuff like that. Okay, that was a fun tangent. Coming back. One thing I wanted to while we're talking about tangents. The reason I was thinking about doing two separate streams or two separate these sessions, I know that it means that you end up having to use a couple of nights a week. The advantage is that we focus on one thing at a time. But if that's inconvenient, we'll stick with this pattern. But I thought two shorter sessions would be easier for us, and then we don't have to switch in the middle. Pardon?
And more productive potentially.
No, well, I don't know. I'm happy. This is for fun, right? So I'm happy to be joking around the whole time as well. Yeah. Okay. Back to our tutorial. Okay, so now that we've activated this environment, anytime you pip install anything, it's going to be installing in this environment only. That's the reason why we did all this. But rather than doing this pip install command, I'm going to have you do something else. So right-click inside of the Explorer section of VS Code. Yeah, we're basically, I want to create a new file. and type in requirements.txt. Beautiful. So this file is going to be contain all the dependencies of our project. This is very similar to the Node.js. What was it called?
The JSON, like that.
Yeah, the JSON. Yeah, it's very similar to that. So just type in there fast API. In the same way that you see it in the installation documentation.
Probably over here.
So the list that goes into the requirements.txt are commands that go after pip install. Yeah, just like that. Okay, the next one is uvcorn. Yeah, I don't think you need the standard. In fact, I think that's not going to work. Let's remove just the uvcorn's fine. Okay, save that file.
Cool. Uvcorn is a cool name,
isn't it? I always thought so too. I feel like it's a unicorn, but they flipped the N upside down.
And it's a V, and it has the same E sound, like unicorn.
Unicorn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that, strictly speaking, that would be pronounced uvicorn. But because I think we're primed to say unicorn, and so we say uvicorn. Anywho. Okay, back to your terminal now. And type pip. And oh, by the way, because we've installed this virtual env, you no longer need to put 3s at the end of anything. You only needed that because without a virtual environment, the system doesn't know which Python you mean, and for reasons I don't exactly know, they decided to call Python 3 Python with a 3 at the end. But if you're in a virtual environment, you can type Python or Python 3, and it will talk to Python 3. So that's a thing.
Okay, so like, say for example, we wanted to do Python 2, if that exists, then we would put Python 2 explicitly? Or is that going to use the most recent version?
I don't know, but don't worry about Python 2. That language ended years ago in 2000.
It's ancient tech.
Yeah, I think it finished I think it officially got deprecated in 2010 or something. Anyway, pip install -r requirements.txt, and that will install everything in the requirements file. Instead of a dot, put a -r. R space.
Like that?
So pip install space -r space requirements.txt.
Oh, well.
Let me see what you got. Could you move your mouse slightly in the way?
Oh, sorry.
Yep, that's it.
What is
that back. It's telling pip that you're passing it a requirements file.
Okay. Do I have to sudo this?
You do not. Not this time, because this is installing into the virtual env, and the virtual env is in Poker BE, and Poker BE belongs to you. Belongs to your user. It doesn't belong to the system.
Okay.
So you need sudo when you want to run things as the system. So like sudo apt install is for installing something system-wide. It applies to you and any other user on the computer. Whereas this particular command is installing into the virtual environment because, well, that's what it does when we've activated a virtual environment.
Mm-hmm.
All right, run that.
Run that.
Oh, there you go. API, ubicorn.
All right, coolness.
Nice.
I'm just going to take a look at a previous requirements file that I have to see if there's other things we're going to want. Nope, doesn't seem so. We're good to go. G2G. All right.
Gigantic, look. Gigantic.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun thing for us to learn. Okay,
There we go.
so now that we've got the thing installed, we're going to create a main file. If you scroll down in the documentation, there's a main file for you, and you can just copy it.
Oh yeah, right there. Boom. And then I have to do this.
Yep. All right. See, VS Code is asking you if you want the Python extension. The answer is yes. Install that bad boy. The Python extension in VS Code is pretty awesome. Yes, Satch? What's up?
I like the Python logo because it's two snakes.
Me too. I'm a little bit jealous of the Haskell logo. There's a programming language called Haskell. It's a language I don't like.
But it has an awesome logo.
But it has a, yeah,
How do you spell it?
like that. And that's not the logo. That's the logo of maybe the library. The top Lambda part, though, yeah, that's the Haskell logo.
That's cool, man.
It's nice looking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like futuristic.
It means things. It's got the more than sign, and there's an equal. I'm sure that's part of it.
You know, I think it probably is. So Lambda, we're so far into a tangent at this point. Lambda is a Greek letter used in math to represent anonymous functions, and Haskell is a functional programming language that does heavy use of functional programming and anonymous functions and stuff. And so the Lambda is a very good symbol for that language. It's apt. Not the command, but apt. Sorry you didn't get a sandwich, Mitt.
Oh no.
I'd make you a sandwich if you sudo asked me to do one. Okay. Main script. Okay. Let's remove the second one. We don't need that. So leave read root and just remove read item. We can add that back later. Grilled PB and J. That sounds brilliant. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about what the script is. No. Let's run this. Scroll down. Run it.
Run
sorry. Make sure you save the main.py.
Oops. Okay. So I exit this thing. Done. Okay. There we go. How do you rerun it?
Scroll a little bit to see what the command says. No, in the web page.
Oh.
Like that.
Run the server with.
So uvcorn main:\app -- reload.
Okay.
Yeah, run that bad boy. Cool. And control click that link to open it up in the browser. And there's hello world. Now,
specifications.
Pardon?
All the symbols are there too.
Mm-hmm. So I'll walk you through the code shortly, but let me show you one really great feature of Fast API and why I want to use it. Go to the URL in the browser and then add a / at the end and just type docs, DOCS, enter.
Whoa.
So it generates this. And the nice thing about this is when we're building our game, we can define the functions that we care about for the game and try it out. So later on, we're going to have to build the front end to talk to this back end. And it's going to have to make calls. Yeah. And it will be nice for us to just be able to try it out, you know?
Like right now?
Yeah, go ahead. Click execute. And if you scroll down, you can see the response. Okay, let's walk through the code. Teach you the jazz. Teach you the important bits. Okay.
Look at curl. That's a thing.
I'll talk to you guys about that later. It's involved. It's basically giving you ways that you can interact with this API from the command line. So for example, if you copied that curl statement, you could run it inside of a terminal and you should see hello world there in the terminal.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, isn't it? All right. So starting from the beginning, line 1 is actually not used because we got rid of a function that was using it and it's not using it. So that's not a thing. Line 3 is importing the library, the Fast API library. App equals Fast API creates an instance of the app. And then the rest of it is a definition for the methods that we're going to enable when people call this thing. So you have def read root is the name of the function on line 9. And it returns a dictionary. That's what those curly braces represent. When we build our API, we're going to be returning dictionaries every time, basically, with the exception of one thing. So this API is sort of, I guess the best word for this is transactional. Bless you. Bless you again.
Thanks.
So the front end is going to make a call to the back end, and the back end will respond, right? Most of the time. There are instances where that's not true, though. Let's say it's not your turn, and you're waiting for someone else to make a turn, and then the other person makes a turn. In that case, the server will need to send a message to all of the players saying that person made a turn and what it was, like check, bet, raise, whatever, right? Fold. All the actions that we identified. So those actions are going to be done by the client, and then the server will update all the players. There's one other situation, which is that the server has discovered that the client didn't play within their time allotment. In that case, we do the default thing, which is check if there's no bet, or fold if there is a bet and they didn't play. I think that's usually how online games work. So in that case, the server needs to decide that player has forfeited their turn and auto fold them, and then send the message to everyone else that they ran out of time and that they fold or check.
Right.
So for those cases, we're going to need a different way of communicating, because normally the browser makes a request to the server and the server gives a response. It's always like that. We're going to use a different technology to enable a server to send a message to a browser that hasn't made a request. So that's going to be a thing we do, and this Fast API thing does support it. We're going to put it here. Okay. So as in those cases, like how you stream data back when the server is doing the response is a little bit more arbitrary. We're still going to use dictionaries because it's a nice thing it's a nice pattern for us to be using. But if you were playing like a live video game, you may want it to be more optimized. So you may want to send the least amount of data possible, especially since sometimes response payloads might be huge. And so you might do something other than a dictionary, which has a tendency to be maybe bigger than it needs to be to encode the data that you care about. Okay. But in our case, that's never going to be a problem. We are sending small amounts of data back and forth. So dictionaries are curly braces, and that's why those are there. And it's very similar to JSON, actually. Python dictionaries look just like a JSON dictionary. I think they're called the same thing. There are very few differences. Line 8 is interesting. That represents where we mount this function in terms of the API. Okay, so right now it's mounted at root, but you could go there and then type in something else, whatever you want. Go ahead.
Right, like check or something.
Okay, save. So that will cause your app to reload, and then if you go over to the browser, you can refresh the page.
Oh.
And you'll see that the function, the API has now changed to check, and you can click try it out.
Oh yeah.
And then execute, and now it's going to execute against check. So, and now if you go to the first, go to your new tab and type in 127, or just control click the link again, actually. Yeah, so you see, didn't work just now.
Yeah.
Detail not found. That the reason for that is that where you need to make your request has moved. So if you go to the URL again, you have to put /check on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Aha.
All right. So it looks like my workspace is about. It looks like our call is about to end in 5 minutes. I'm going to. We need to end this call and then open up a new one.
Okay. We can just end it and maybe we can end it now and rejoin. Are you going to invite us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. See you guys in a second.
Okay. See you in a second.
Bye bye.
Bye. Sudo give me a Billy Chili. What does that mean? Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How's it going? Hello.
Do you know how to join?
Is it the same Google Meet?
I think so. I just
No,
left.
it's a separate one.
Oh, I just stayed in the same lobby and then it came back.
You
Done.
did?
Yeah.
Trying to join again. Will it let me in?
Who knows?
Sad.
Pickle.
Did you join?
Rich is trying to join. Rich is trying to join. Help him.
Oh, I see.
I'm glad you figured it out.
There you are.
Hello, human.
Hello. I'm a human.
Hello, humans.
I'm a human. All right. Sounds good. Mitt's gone. He's not in the participants anymore.
He's gone. Should I
That's
tell him to come
sad.
back?
It's okay. Let's do our work. Let's do our work.
Fine.
All right. So we've got a backend working. I was thinking that we should do a thing together. Would you like me to jump in and write some code for you,
Yeah.
Richard?
That would be wonderful.
Okay. In that case, let's do a thing where I'm gonna move our chat window out of the plane of existence, and what you can do is share your instance with me, and we'll build a thing together. I thought what we could do is make a function that shuffles the deck and returns it.
Ooh, fun.
That's so cool.
I mean, we got to start somewhere, and I figured that that's a good place to start. And I can show you sort of the tricks of the trade to working in Python.
So are we avoiding a random function?
No, we're going to definitely use a random function to shuffle the deck.
Okay, I remember, because I don't know why I have this memory, but I have this memory of us using, there's a function, just literally just something dot random, and then it would do it. Or if you take the array and it would randomize it.
Yes, we're going to do that.
Oh, okay. All right, we can do it.
Yeah. So there's two things I want to do. One is, remember we worked out the structure of our game last time? So I want to put the structure of our game into our app, and then I want to use it to build our functions. Let me paint another picture. So the plan is to make this game that has a bunch of functions that a client will use to render, to play the game for the user, right? So there is the make the animation shiny side, and then there is make the logic backend side. Mm-hmm. So the logic backend side needs to support a bunch of calls that we're going to have, and the first thing we're going to need is the game state stored in a dictionary that we can modify and update over time. And then we need a set of functions that retrieve various aspects of this thing. So the idea here is we'll take the model we came up with last time and code it into our Python file. And that's temporary, right? Because ultimately the game state needs to be stored somewhere, like in a database of some kind, so that we can retrieve it and serve it to the players, right? But for now, we can just store it in a dictionary, yeah, in memory, basically. And the idea will be that we write these functions that read. So the read from database part will just be access that dictionary, do whatever operation we intend, and then send the response to the user. So that will get us started. And then from there, we can start deciding what functions we need. We can start putting them in the file. And then next time, so the homework would be implement some of them, right? And then next time, I'm going to show you the other thing that we need to do, which is have the server talk to clients when users have made their move. And that's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
So why don't you grant me access to live share that window?
Okay. Let's share with you guys. I don't have you guys in the participant section for some reason. Maybe because it's a new project.
Oh, that might be the reason.
Oh, what's this? Okay. You mean you can't share your screen? I can share my screen.
Well, you're going to see my code. So I can share my screen too.
I don't know. Then should Rich share his screen?
I was hoping to write a bit of this code for you, help you along.
So you share your screen.
I'm already sharing my screen.
Wait. Oh, Streamwise?
Oh, hold on. Oh, I see. Hold on. I'll share my entire screen. But I mean, I'm waiting for you to start a a live share session in your VS Code.
Oh,
I think Rich did already. He sent it in the chat.
Oh. In the poker chat?
yeah. In this chat for this meeting.
Oh, okay. In that case, I have to move our stream out of the way so that it's not in the live stream. And then grab it from the chat. The chat. And then I want to join.
Wait, how do I get to it?
When you click the link.
A live joining session with Darkmon launching for.
Oh, one sec. I need to.
Guest user, no. Guest user.
Is it B? Is it B?
I'm afraid.
No, don't do it yet. One sec.
I should be afraid.
Wait, I'm opening it, right?
Yeah, open it.
Live share cannot be launched if you believe receive. Do I have the live share extension?
You do, yeah.
I have to sign in again. It's a
Maybe
thing.
I'll just look at the on stream.
No, join. It's good practice.
Oh, but it's hard. Okay.
Did you see the request for me to join?
Oh, yeah, done. You just joined.
Okay.
Or maybe it's Satch. Maybe you Satch your guest user.
It says live share cannot be launched. If you believe you received this message in error, please reinstall the live share extension.
What? That's LeMay.
I guess I have to install it. Live share. Maybe I don't have live share.
No, you must. We were doing it with you last week.
All right. Do you see my screen?
Yeah, I see you in a terminal.
All right. So what I need you to do is paste our model that we made last time into this document.
Ooh. Into the page, into the return.
Into main.py.
I was going to take the whole thing. Oops. Okay. Into a PY. Like just. Okay.
All right. There's our document, our stuff. Ooh, by the way, so you know how we installed Prettier to auto-format our code?
Mm-hmm.
For Python, there's a separate library called Black. So you can get that in the extensions. You can search for Black. And let me see what you're doing. Are you? Oh, you're not sharing your screen. Okay.
I reinstalled it, but it still didn't work.
You reinstalled it and it didn't work?
Mm-hmm. C.
I need to see Darkmon's. Those are not the blacks that I'm looking for. Search for, yeah. Weird. Okay. Okay, you know what? Don't worry about it for now. We can deal with it later. All right.
Prettier doesn't work with Python. Prettier doesn't work with Python?
Prettier doesn't do Python, but that's okay. All right, let's just do this. So here's what we're going to do. Remove that bit of code. In Python, slashes don't mean what they mean. So you need to like use number sign instead to make a comment like this. You can see me making changes here. And we can drag and delete this stuff. All right. So here's our game. Our game state. Looks good to me. So we can put this into a variable. So we can just say state equals this. And then we can save it. Oh. The host doesn't allow running this command. If needed, ask them to enable.
Oh, I just saved it myself.
Oh.
Do you have to enable you to use the server or something?
No. It's because I have some commands in my... Oh, boy. Okay, you're gonna have to do some of it for me. Okay. So, we're gonna need to be able to generate a deck of cards.
Right.
So, do you wanna... Let's do that together, I think. So let me see if I can... I don't know if this will work. Let me try. Okay. That's... Okay. So, could you... okay. You're able to see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's fall... I'm gonna do stuff in a separate terminal so that we can do this sort of together. Because the live share is not letting me do all the things I need to be able to do. So let me see here. Yeah, this is not ideal. We'll need to figure out a way to do this. But I'm going to start up a Jupyter lab. And you'll be able to see me do things in a Jupyter lab. Put that here. Yeah, go. All right, so here's a notebook that I'm working in, and I was originally gonna do this directly inside of VS Code, but it's not behaving, so I'm gonna do it here. Okay. So what we need to be able to do is generate all the cards in the deck, and then randomize it. So there's I guess a number of ways that we could do that. There is the card value, and then there is the suits, right?
Right.
And we basically need to be able to combine those to make 52 cards and then shuffle them. So let's just use a number to represent ace through king. So that would just be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then Jack would be 11. Queen would be 12. And King would be 13. And we can make Ace 14 instead if you prefer. But that would make it easy for us to generate a range of numbers. So in Python, we write that as a range. And we can say from 1, and the number is inclusive. So we can just say this.
Oh, like that's the interval.
Yeah, exactly. So that generates our numbers. And our suits, so these are the card value, and then the card suits are going to be, let's put a value here so you can see it, and then the suits are going to be diamonds, clubs, hearts, spades. And then now we just need to take every combination of every number, right? A real simple way to do that is we could write it as a for loop, loop through every value, then loop through every suit, and then join together.
Yeah, for loops.
Yeah, so let me show you how to do that. This is not actually the way I would do it, but useful to see how to make a for loop, right? For value in values, for suit in suits, and then we basically need to make a string. So there's this thing in Python called an f string, where you can refer to a thing. In this case, we want to refer to the value of the card. Or even better, let's just make a tuple out of this. Tuple.
A what?
A tuple? A tuple is like a pair of things.
A tuple.
Yeah. So we have a value and we have a suit.
That's fun.
And then we have cards is equal to an array. And we can just say cards.append this tuple. When we're done, we can see what the cards are. So they are ace of diamonds, ace of clubs, ace of hearts, ace of spades, all the way up to this. And then we have jack, queen, king.
Wow.
So
Nice.
this is one simple way to do it. But I like not writing code if I can avoid it. And so Python has a function that takes the outer product of two lists. So outer product of lists is what I want. Pairwise cross product, I guess. And it's called itertools.product. I'm a big fan of just using libraries. Itertools.product of values and suits. And this will do the same thing if I don't typo it up. So there it is.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah, I agree. Nice. So we're just going to put this up here. Import itertools. List of this. So we had to do list because these things return generators. When you put list around it, it actually returns the values as a list. So that's always helpful. Okay, so now we have our deck of cards. Now we just need to shuffle it. The way to do that is Google search. How do I shuffle? Python, how to shuffle a list. Ooh, there's an actual method called shuffle. Oh, nice. So import random and then shuffle. So we're just going to add this.
Random back at it again.
So we just do random.shuffle. So I think we need to pass it a list. So that's a necessary thing. Oh, I see. It doesn't return a value. It shuffles in place. So we need to write this as cards equals this list. Then itertools dot shuffle. Oopsies. Oh. Sorry, guys. Shuffle. I'm sort of tab completing, but it's not behaving. Oh, no, random.
The return.
Okay, now we have a shuffled deck.
Wow, nice.
Pretty nice and straightforward, right? All right, we're done. Here's how we make this is how we do a deck of cards. So let's put this into our code now. So I like using Jupyter for prototyping. You can hop back over to Python now and stick some stuff into here. So we're just going to say import iter tools, import random, import other things, and then we need to generate our deck. So here is our deck values. So we can write this as a function. We can say def generate deck of cards. So this is how you write a function. And we're just going to do this. And we're just going to do this. And we're just going to do this. And then, so this is our deck of cards. Oh, no, first we need to shuffle it. Here's the cards. Return the cards. Done. So it looks like you are adding the deck back into the state.
So I removed it.
Okay, so I think we had cards is generate deck of cards. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Add a comma there. Could you save for me? Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Looks good. Looks good. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we need a thing to... So we had all this stuff for players, right? We need to... I was thinking we could simplify this, but for now, let's just use email as the player ID, right? I was actually thinking for when we build this for reals, players may not want to other people to know their email. So the ID shouldn't be their email. It should be something random.
Right, like a given anon or guest name or something.
So they should be allowed to pick their name, but multiple people might pick the same name. There's nothing wrong with that. So we should generate some random string for every user that is their user ID. And we generate it for every game so that you can't know it was someone from the past. I mean, we could make it so that you can track people online, but for this game, I'm thinking it's more like Jackbox TV. You join, you're sort of anonymous, you play your game, you quit, no one knows anything about you.
Right.
But for now, email. Email is the way we will identify a user. So, now that we have this game ready to go, it would be useful for us to be able to see the deck of cards. Only us, though, right? The server is the only one who should be able to see the deck of cards. And users should be able to see their own cards. Right?
Correcto.
Agreed, that's the game.
All right, let's do it. So,
Oh, Dan, I just want to, in terms of time, can we hop onto Satch's?
oh yeah, we should stop. Should we just return the deck of cards via the API?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do it. You must.
So let's write that here. So first of all, I want all of our stuff to live under a directory called API because the front end is going to live at the root. And I'm just going to reuse this function. So we're going to say API slash, let's call it, hold on one sec. I just want to rearrange my windows. Okay, API slash deck. Later on, we actually need to have the game ID in this URL so that because multiple people might be playing different games. So this is not sufficient we don't know which deck we're talking about here. But because this game is currently set up, we're only playing one game, it only refers to this one deck. So what we'll return is the game state. Let's just return the entire game state. So we can just say return state.
Nice.
So we can just call this API state. And then we can just call this def get state. Yeah? Save that.
Yeah, save.
And now we can go to here and we can type /API/state. Enter. And now we can see the game state. So we can see the cards and all this other stuff.
Nice. It's seen.
Yeah? So now the trick is we're going to write a function that allows a person to retrieve their personal state. Remember we were talking about the personal state?
Mm-hmm.
So this is your homework. I did the most basic thing here, but your homework is to write a function that will allow a user to get their personal state. So their personal state is dependent on a couple of things. First, it depends on... oh, this comment's in the wrong space. This comment should be here. Right? So 0 is ante, 1 is flop, 2 is turn, 3 is river. So if the user asks for their state when the turn is 0, they don't have any state. Maybe they get back who the dealer is, what the bet size is, but nothing else. The cards that are visible are empty, right? If they ask for their state when it's the flop, then they should be able to get... hold on, let me think. So, okay, take one step back. If we're on the ante, then you can see 2 cards that have been dealt to you. Is that right?
The ante, yes, your own cards. Yeah.
Okay, so the function should take the user, and given the user, figure out what their cards are that are visible to them. So it should return their cards. Actually, now that I think about it, no matter what turn they're on, they should always be able to see their cards. So it's independent of turn, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then if the state is flop, then they should be able to see 3 cards plus the 2 in their hand, right?
Yeah.
So to give you an idea of what this is going to look like, we'll say something like api.get, and we're going to have /API/ and then we need an argument here for the user, right? It's like who we're looking this up for. And then we have state, right? So this is the user's state. And then we need to say def get user state. And then, so for whatever it is, we need to say, we need to return their cards. So if, I'm not gonna do this correctly, but if user is equal to shad, then return
like 1 and 2. 1 in, let's say it's 4 players, right? 1 in,
it'll depend on the length of, yeah, it'll depend on the number of players. But basically you're gonna say return the states, cards, 0. So this is going to be a dictionary, cards, list of, and then this is going to be 0 plus however many players they are, right?
Right.
0 plus len of state players. And then ideally this 0 will become, instead of 0, it will become the user's index in the players list so that you can do that. So let's just see if that works. Oops, I made a mistake. This was supposed to go here. And then this was just supposed to return state. Save that. Okay. And then this needs to take a user. And then you need to say elif user equals satch. Then we're going to return 1. So don't use the code like this. You can write this in much nicer code, but this will do for now.
We're just using literal code here. It's not like it's pulling on like automated pulling.
Pardon me?
Like this is a hard code right now, right?
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to write your code the way I just wrote it. All right, so if we save this, we should now be able to go to API, shad state, and I can see that I have an 11 of spades, or I guess that would be jack of spades, and a 7 of diamonds. And if I refresh, it should not change because we didn't randomize the cards. Every time the app relaunches, it's going to get a new deck of cards.
Right. Yeah.
And then I can type Satch here, and now I can see what she has. And by the way, when we make this game proper, we're going to need to make it so that other people can't access other people's states.
Right.
So those are the things. But anyway, here is what we've got so far. That's your homework. Fill in this function.
Okay. And should I continue to at least hard code it for fun, or see if I can figure out how to nice code it?
So there's a couple ways. Yeah. So like, I would say just have fun with it. Like there's more to the state than just the cards. There is also like, we need to think through the things that the game will need when it gathers its state. Like we need to say who checked, who bet, right? All those things need to go into this.
Right.
So this is actually a very complex function because it's doing a lot of work. Yeah.
A lot of checks.
Yeah. And then eventually we also need to put in a timer with a countdown so that we know when you've lost your turn and it's someone else's turn. And we need to like move the turn number. So whose turn is it?
Right.
Okay.
Nice. Thanks, man.
Okay. Thanks.
Good.
All right. Switching gears to Kaye.
Kaye!
Sorry, I think we went way too much time on this. Next time we'll start with Kaye and we'll take all the time.
Yeah.
All right.
I think there's so much more involved, so you feel like you need to do more. Whereas Kaye can do its own hour and you'll feel like it's enough time for it. Anyhow.
You know what it is?
That there could be hidden components of Kaye that we don't realize. Will be like
perhaps.
Especially like I don't know too much about use management, but I think Firebase will do a lot of that. Fortunately.
Yay. Then I showed Dev my designs.
Yeah.
He liked them.
Yeah.
He got excited. He wanted to start working on it. I said no. I have to do it. I have to learn.
Okay.
But I did it all in my notebook. You guys see my notebook?
Okay. Did you write any code this week?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I put them all in their own folder.
Right. Okay. Sounds good.
That was my homework.
Okay, let's go. You show me what you did. I'm gonna move the window into the stream so that you're presenting. All right,
What do
let's
you
go.
mean?
What do I mean? What do I mean? I mean.
I just did everything into these tabs like you told me.
Okay.
So I'm staring now.
All right, I'm gonna stop presenting.
I'll
Okay,
present
your
now.
turn to present.
Let me show you the.
Can you pass it to me? Oh, how'd you guys not mirror yourselves? Oh, because you didn't have that going on.
I think that happened to me.
No. Okay, well, what Dunn told me to do for homework was to put all these different elements into its own tab down here. So I put main in its own tab,
Mm-hmm.
main 2, all the green ones, that's fancy.
Mm-hmm.
Routing and this one.
Nice. All right. Good stuff.
I did it. And then I made designs for my app.
Let's see it.
But I did it on my notebook. How do I show this?
Oh, how do you do this? Take a picture with your camera.
I figured it out.
Oh, okay.
Before you said it, I thought of it, okay? Okay. Speak the chat. Yeah,
What's a Billy chili?
Yeah, Rich, what is a Billy chili?
$1 billion chili. It's a Billy
Oh, really?
chili. Yeah.
By the way, did you know that there's a built-in scanner in Android?
Oh,
Scanner app?
yeah. Wait,
It's part of Google Drive. So if you open up Google Drive, you can hit the plus button, scan stuff. It's really great.
That's so cool because I have downloaded a scanner app.
Yeah, I use Adobe Scan. I can just use Google Drive. What am I doing?
Yeah, what's going on?
And best of all, like it opens up in Google, like it uploads to Google Drive immediately. But I see you're using Dropbox, so.
Who is?
Oh no, you're using Google Drive. You're using the old Google Drive. By the way, there is a new Google Drive called Drive Sync, and it's really great. Also a good tool you should try out.
Drive Sync?
All right, here we are. These are pictures.
Okay, I'm gonna put it all up in there. Okay, so this would be the main page.
Okay.
And you create your own bookshelves.
Okay.
Oh, I need a button to create bookshelves. That's the new thing. Okay, you can make me put a plus button there. So this is to be read bookshelf. So you can add books to this shelf. These are just examples. So you can create your own shelves like fantasy or, I don't know, recommended by friends type of thing. And this is your read shelf and what you're currently reading. And then a design thing that I wanted to do was to have each title show up on the spines. Deb said you could do it. It's possible. I thought it was cool. And then maybe you can swipe through if you have tons of books there. And then you have your adding, what's it called? Add a new book or a new journal entry. I think it'll just be one option. So you just click it and it's a new like thingy.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you click this button, oh God, wrong way. That would be fun to implement. This is kind of messy looking. Okay. When you add a new one, it just shows you this section, this journal entry section. I'll zoom in for what you would see. Can I do this? Oh God. Okay. So you just have your journal entry here and the search bar. None of this other stuff is there. That's all around here. And when you go into the search bar, you type in the book that you're reading, and it'll show up. I'm guessing it's just a list. So you click the one you're reading, and then it will show up with your entry tab and your info tab. The info tab will have all of the information the book comes with. So author, synopsis, publisher, and so on. And so when you click entry, that's where you go to this section here. So this is the entry tab where you would write all your notes. So it has your 5-star ratings, and then it has a bunch of suggestions for what notes you should take. And you can plus or minus. If you don't want to do some of them, you can just get rid of it. And then there's a little section here for, maybe this is too detailed, you let me know. A little section here for all of your options in terms of all of the notes you can take, so you can add your own or delete the ones that are like already there. And then, oh no, hold on. How do I go this way? There. I can zoom out. I'm confused. Okay, so this section is page number. You just add in your page numbers as you go, and it'll be 0 to page maximum. And then it has your little, like, where you stand, kind of like Goodreads percentage, but it's more visual. And then you have your date started and date finished. I put a heart here because that would be located in this, God, I'm struggling. Located in this section in your hamburger.
Hamburger. Gotcha.
So your hamburger will have your account, your settings, and a calendar. So you can go here for your calendar. But the date started and date finished will have on your calendar a visual of when you started the book and when you finished the book. So if it took you a week, that week would be highlighted with the color or something like that for one of the books.
Got it.
And,
okay.
Oh yeah, so then the 5 stars as well, you can click on the 5 stars. I was originally just having an overall star rating like Goodreads, but I saw this other cool thing. I'll have to rotate this guy. Rotate. There's only one rotate. So you'd have 5 stars on each of these elements. So let's say you liked the writing style, 5 stars, but the characters, you didn't like them so much, so 2 stars and so on. And then your overall rating is like 3 out of 5 stars. So you can know if you liked the book or if you hated certain aspects of it or loved aspects. And then a recommended to a friend, thumbs up, thumbs down. I think that's more for maybe you like the book just because of your own personality, but most people might hate it or dislike it, and so on.
So I have a question. Are these ratings shared with other people?
So I would like that. Well, I don't know. I think you can have the overall rating could be shared with people, but maybe the rest of it is more for your own purposes.
Okay. All right. Okay, this is very detailed. It's great. I wasn't expecting this much to be. This is going to take us weeks and weeks to build.
Oh God.
maybe months. Maybe the whole year.
Maybe the whole year.
I mean, okay, sounds good. What do you want to do first?
Okay.
I need, because like now, like this sounds great. This is much more things than I was anticipating. So to help me understand what like I'm gonna have to prepare what we do next time to do some of this. So like, for example, you had details about the bookshelf and how it looks.
Oh
I
yeah.
wasn't thinking that that was going to be like we have to do any animations or anything, but it sounds like you have a plan for uh, like uh,
Well,
like that
luckily
there.
the things that were the most detailed, I told Dev about those things. For example, the swiping of this part and the titles on the spines and the star rating, or no, the calendar. I told him
Hmm.
about the calendar idea, and those were the things he was excited about, like wanting to do as well. So maybe he could help with those parts.
All right. When you say help with, you mean like write the code for?
I don't think he would write code. I think he would use Figma. I don't
I
really
see.
know. That's what he uses.
Okay. All right. But I'm not writing the code. I'm teaching you to write the code,
Oh,
right?
exactly. Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
I'm writing some of the
Obviously.
code and then I
Yeah.
basically leave the rest to you.
Yeah,
Okay.
totally.
All right. So let's start with the basics. Let's go there. Yeah, go to that other page, the second one, I think. So
Is this the basics?
yeah, sort of. I mean, much less of this would be the basics. But yes. So starting with we have an entry and we fill in an entry, and then from there we can okay. Yeah. From there, once we fill in an entry, we save it. That's the basics. And then from there, we can add more things like additional widgets and place and other things that you can type in and star ratings and like all the other details you were talking about. Um, tell you what, this all looks good. I need the changes that you made. The ones so in a previous one I told you how to do the git commit and the git push.
Mm-hmm.
So those changes that you made, I want them. And what I'll do is I'll take the code. So now I know that now I know the scope of what we're aiming for here. I'll take a little bit more responsibility to write some of the code for us because otherwise we probably will never finish. So I'll tidy up what we have. Like my original intention was like make a very basic app, and you do the whole job. But if this is the scope that we're talking about now, I will make the basic app and enable you to increase the scope and do more things. So I'll get the basics done offline for us this week. So next week, you'll have a thing that works. You'll be able to, it'll be super basic. Like you can add a new entry and you can fill in a form and it saves. And that's it. And then from there, I'll let you add additional things. You'll see components. You'll be able to use it to like add like at the next session we do next week. You'll be able to like we'll do like 5-star rating in that tutorial. I'll build it in real time with you. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I need the changes that you made so that I don't have to do them again because that
What is that?
was homework.
Is-
What's that?
what are the changes?
All the stuff that's green.
Or how do I give that to you?
How do you give it to me? You do git stat. It works, right? You double check that it still works.
Oh, I didn't.
Okay, npm start.
Right.
Let's see if it compiles.
I wonder if I have this thing local. Oh, it's going.
Yeah, failed to compile. Okay, so we gotta finish fixing it up. So so do you want to live share with me, or I can just guide you
Oh,
through it. So if you recall, the way we made it work last time was so you copy some code out of app.js, but you also have to make sure you import in both places. You need to import the libraries that you used, and you need to import the new thing that you made. So
Oh, so I have for avatar header, but I would also need to do it for routing and so on.
Correct. Yeah, so if you go to routing, for example, let's go there. So this uses router, switch, route, main to, main. So all of those need to be imports at the top of the file. And also routing needs to be export default function. So let's do it together. Let's get routing done.
So import here.
So let me help you. There's an easier way. We need to copy all the imports from this file.
All these things.
Yeah, starting from the very first import.
This one.
Yeah.
Copy all these things.
All the way to the end of line to 24.
24.
Yeah, copy that. Okay, paste it into your avatar header. Okay, paste it above the avatar header. Okay, add an extra line there so that it's separate. Okay, so you'll observe that a lot of these things are sort of dimmed in the imports.
Yeah.
Anything that's dimmed, we don't need, so you can delete it.
So that's all this stuff.
Yep.
That's all this stuff.
Wait, stuff is missing. Hold on. Stuff is missing. Your avatar header is missing a return statement. You used to... So let's see. Go back to app.js. Is avatar header here still?
Here? Oh, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Oh, there it is. Lines 16 through 45 is the missing piece. That belongs in avatar header.
16 through 45?
No, go back to 36. Oh, go back to app.js. Lines 36 to 45.
Oh, it's a part of it.
Yeah, somehow you disassociated it. Cut
True.
that out. That belongs in avatar header. Let's put that back in avatar header.
Does it go above?
It goes after line 13.
So line 14? Oh, that's why this was missing.
Okay. Now add a new closing parentheses. Add a new line. Yeah. And you save it now. Okay, you got to redo the imports because this has a bunch of imports that you deleted that would not have been dimmed if you had all the code here. So go back. All right. Yeah, copy all the imports again. Same thing from 1 through 24. Yep.
Should I replace these ones?
Yep. Okay, so let's see. All right. Now go ahead and delete all the dimmed things. All right. Delete line 7, that's dimmed. And the only thing we need on line 4 is the use user. The other ones are dimmed. Yep. Okay, save that. Okay. I think you don't need lines 1 and 2 either. Firebase. Okay. Save that. Go back to app.js. It looks like the call is going to just end in 5 minutes again.
That's
Okay.
okay.
So that, and now avatar header, go back to avatar header. One last thing we got to do. Add export default to the front of line 10.
Oh my good golly. Export default.
All right, save that. Okay. So one thing to know is that you need to be testing all the time. You shouldn't go make large amounts of changes and not test your code, because like you made so many changes now, you don't know what changes you made were mistakes, right? Now you need a proper software engineer to help you put it all back together, right?
Software engineer. Yeah.
So what you should do when you're doing my homework is try
Test.
something, and you should definitely you should have the server running, and then you should see if it fails to compile and like fix the compilation, make it work. Like the whole idea here is that you have like a fast loop where you can try out an idea and see the change. Try out an idea and see the change. It's a very difficult to try and write a lot of code and then just hope that it works, right? That is not the approach that developers typically use. So, yeah. So save this. There we go. Avatar header. Just save that file. And now if you go back to app.js, you should be able to save. Scroll down. Let me see. Did you delete the return statement? You did. Okay. Save now.
Saved.
Okay, so what's it going to do now? It's probably going to still fail. There's probably a bunch of different mistakes, but this one should go away. Let's give it a time. Okay, routing is not defined. Okay, so that is on line 40 is where it's having some problems. So you need to import routing. So if you go to routing, let's take a look at your routing.js. Yeah, so the same changes we need to make here. So you need to add export default there. Okay, and we need to import all of all the stuff there. Yeah.
From 1 till here again.
Yeah, it's usually going to be that.
Copy.
Go into routing, paste there. All right. So our call is going to end. Let's just rejoin, yeah?
Okay. Bye.
No. Let's keep going until it ends, and then join.
Right.
Okay, do the same thing. So
Delete
save,
these.
and then remove all the things that are. Yeah, I think it, and you can also remove link. Okay, and then you can drop lines 1 and 2. Now,
Do what?
You can delete lines 1 and 2. Yeah.
Remove them?
Yep.
Oh.
Okay, save. Okay. So now you need to import routing from routing. That's missing from app.js.
Right here?
Yep.
I do these things.
/routing. There it is. It's showing up for you. Okay. Save.
Yeah.
All right. Beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay. So now the problem is main and main 2. So we got to go do main and main 2. Same deal. Export default. Okay. So I think you got it from here. You can finish this, and then as soon as everything works again, it will work again. Let's just rejoin. Hello.
Hello.
I'm so sad that Google has decided that
I know.
they're
What does
gonna
it
start
think
doing
it
this.
is, yo? Sheesh. Okay, so ignore this. I copy this again, and then I go and paste it again
Yep.
before everything.
Yep.
Save. They're not dimmed. Oh, these are dimmed.
Yeah.
Delete the dimmed stuff.
Yep.
They're all different now.
Yeah, that's because different components need different imports. You can delete the browser router too. Line 18, you can delete browser router. That was part of the dimmed things. It just
But
wasn't dim. Delete browser
not,
router as.
it's not dimmed anymore.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. And this.
Yep.
This one. Avatar.
Okay. I think you can get rid of lines 1 and 2. You can. I think you can always get rid of lines 1 and 2.
But I have to copy them in the from app.js.
Probably not. It's just safe to do that. Okay. Now go to routing. So here's the thing. App.js doesn't use main.js. Routing uses main.js. So before we were importing avatar header from avatar header, but in this case we want to import main.js from main.js in routing.
So in routing.
See, routing uses main and main2. So in here is where we want to import main and main2 from main and main2.js. So add
Do
a
I
new
do
line.
that in this one or in app.js?
So in routing is, so look at the file, right? The file is telling you which components it's using, right? So on line 4, it's using a component called router.
Mm-hmm.
And that router is there on line 1. See it? Browser router as router. And then switch is also imported. Route is also imported. Here, main2 is missing. It doesn't know. So let's look at the error message to understand what it's telling us. It says main2 is not defined. It means it doesn't know what main2 is. And it's telling you it's on line 7 in routing.js, right? So line 7, it doesn't know what main2 is. But we know what main2 is. Main2 is what is the stuff in the main2.js file. So if you click at the end of the 2, you should actually be able to hit control space on it at the end of the 2.
Here.
Yeah, control space. That's what happens if you click that. What does it do? Does nothing?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So then we got to do it manually. Go up to at the end of line 1, add a line. We need to import main2 from main. So import. And then quotes. Oh, wait, not quotes. Sorry. Just,
Open.
yeah, main2. No, just.
First thing.
No brackets for this one. Just main2 from quotes.
Now we can quote.
Yeah, /main2.
So.
And then you could click it there, main2. Yep.
I need the semicolon.
Yeah, but Prettier will put it in for you, so you often don't have to type it. And now you need to do the same for line main2 does not contain a default export. Go to main2. Oh, we didn't do this one yet. We did main. We didn't do main2. Let's do main2.
Okay.
This is why the control space didn't work, by the way. It only works when the code is correct for the thing you're importing. So add the export default to line 1. And then paste the imports.
I'll start from 4.
Sounds good. Technically, there's another way to do this. Rather than pasting all the imports, let's try it this other way. Control Z, remove this stuff. Go to the end of avatar header. No, in the file that you were just in main2. Go to the end of avatar header on line 4. Go right at the end of the R. You'll start to see that this is a pattern. Control space. Yeah, the second one. Perfect.
Wow.
Go to the end of link. Control space. And we want the one from... Damn it, none of these. None of these. Yeah, copy paste it from app.js.
Oh, I have it copied, I think, still.
Yeah, but we only need one line. We need line 23. That's where link is. Do you see it?
See it.
Yeah, that's the only thing we need. We need just link from that thing. So grab that line and paste it in main2.
And delete everything except for link.
Yep. Including browser router.
Oh my. Okay.
Yep. All right.
Save.
Okay, now it tells you main is not defined. That's good. So head back to routing, if you recall. So it tells you where the problem is. Line 12 of routing.js. So go to line 12 there. And then go to the end of main.
Control space.
Yep. First one. The way you can tell is that it tells you that it's trying to, it says src. It means that it's trying to load a file. Yeah. Save.
Save.
Maybe we're done?
Oh,
okay, we are done. These are just warnings.
Okay.
It should be working. If you go back to the React app. Uh-oh.
This looks awful.
Yeah. This one's a new one. Let's go to the top. Let me read the error message. Return outside of function. So, I don't know. Go to app.js and see if there's a return function. Search for return.
Yeah.
That function is fine right where it is.
Can I do Command F?
What's it talking about? Go back to the error message. Let me see. App.js, line 35. Let's go to line 35.
There's this arrow.
Oh, hold on. Scroll down to the bottom. What's it complaining about? Okay, let's try restarting the server just in case. Go to the terminal and then push Control C there.
At the end or
Yep.
start?
Control C.
Control C.
So that will cancel the server. You can start it back up, npm start.
It works.
Okay, it works. All right, cool. So let's fix the warnings now. The warnings is just telling you that in app.js, there's a bunch of unused things. This is because we've moved all these components to other files, so the imports don't need to be here anymore. So you can do the same thing. You can delete the dimmed things. Yeah.
Awesome. Ah, gosh.
Careful, careful. Oh, undo. You have to give it some time to update. It's
Sheesh. How do I know? Can I do this one?
oh, looks like actually you can get rid of avatar header. Sorry, it's not used. You can get rid of it. I guess
This
it
one?
has updated. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, get rid of that. Get rid of use user.
Oopsie.
All right, save. It should still work.
Wonderful. Wunderbar. You did
All right.
this.
No errors. Everything compiles successfully. You can commit. All right, so go
Yeah.
into your thing there. Control C.
Let's see.
Git status. Okay. Scroll down. Okay.
And hit commit.
Git add space dot enter. Git commit space dash m. And then wait for me.
Oh,
And
this
then
is
space git commit dash m space and then put a quote. And now you need to say what this change is, which is move components to their own files. Yep. Enter. And then git push. Good.
post.
Looks good. All right. I will tidy this up some more for us, and next time we'll be able to do the 5-star thing. Sound good?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Your homework for this will be, I want you to play with the React the material libraries to see if you can make a layout that matches the drawing you made.
Yeah. Okay. Using
So
Material UI.
exactly. So for example, like let's well, I mean, so if you look at your drawing, let's take a look at any page you want. The 5-star one I think is the best one. So you have these ideas for how it will look, right? It'll be much easier to build something where we already have components that do this. If we don't, then we'll have to build the components ourselves. So some of these things it will be pretty straightforward to do, right? Some of them will not. So what's useful for us to do is use the built-in components to make a thing, and then later when we want to, give it our own style, then we build a component ourselves. Okay, so let's go to the page that has the main stuff. So that is the other page, this one here. For example, let's say you wanted to build this UI idea that you have here for date started to date finished, right? The homework is pick anything you see here, any component you want, and try to implement it using what's available in the Material UI library. And they give you tutorials on how to do it, and Richard will help you. Just as you will help Richard to make some API functions for the poker game. Okay?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
It makes sense.
Cool. All right. So and then I want you to put it into main 2.
So it'll be code that's already, like they would have the code next to whatever design they have, and then I'll have to put it, whatever code they have, into this main 2. I see.
But you get to pick what you build. So main 2 does a thing. All you need to do is like decide what. So if you go back to the React app real fast, go to main 2, click on main 2 at the bottom there. So that's what main 2 looks like right now. So what I'm saying is, if you go to the Material UI webpage, you'll see a bunch of available components, and then you'll see what you drew for your design.
Aha.
And all I'm saying is, like low-hanging fruit here, find a component probably in Material UI that looks a little bit like what you actually want to build, right? And copy it.
Okay.
Yeah, so go to the hamburger menu there and click Components. And then scroll down a bit. Let me go to Slider. So this looks a little bit like that page thing you were thinking about.
Yeah, for the books.
And if you scroll down, you can see more of them. And if you scroll down some more, you can see even more of them.
Oh, yeah.
And if you keep scrolling, you'll see all kinds of different ways that you can use this component. See? So this is what we get for free out of the box. We don't have to build any of this ourselves. It's just built in. We can just use these. And it's not exactly, you're not a software programmer yet, so I'm teaching you.
Yet.
Even though like this is out of the box, we don't have to do anything, this is still going to be hard for you to, make work, right? So pick something that's easy, straightforward, and then matched to one of the things in your design, and then put it on main 2. Got it?
Yes.
That's the homework. And then make it work.
So this is like the page counter.
For example, potentially. Like, read through the documentation so that you can understand what it's like. When you see something that matches sort of your idea of what you want to use, read through it to see like what is possible with this component. A lot of the times what you want to use it for won't work, and in which case you will have to still build it yourself. But it is useful to see, can you adapt an existing component to do what you want. So like 5-star rating is probably something in here too, because that's a very common thing to need. So if you click the hamburger menu, it's maybe called something. I don't know.
Maybe badge.
Not badge. It's going to be, let's try rating.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, exactly what I want right here.
So, you understand your homework?
This
is stuff you can just use. Take it, and you choose what you want to do, and then just make it work inside of main 2. Like, make it appear here.
In main 2. Okay. And main 2. This will be fun.
Yeah? Okay, cool.
I hope. It'll be fun if it's not too.
We're working on all these projects together, right? So like it isn't just Richard working on poker, right? You're working on poker with him, and vice versa, right? Okay, yes. Just making sure, because it's useful for us to. It'll be easier for us to collaborate together and learn together. So.
Yes, but I do not think I'm helpful for poker. But I'll tell you things that I think.
You will be helpful for poker. Don't worry.
Okay.
It will happen.
Let me know.
All right. Okay. Until next time.
Sayonara. Monday.
Okay. Happy birthday, Dev.
Happy birthday, Dev.
Happy birthday, Dev.
Yay. Have a good dinner.
Thanks. See you guys.
Bye. Thanks for all your help.